everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the benefits of sleeping. How sleeping can help us lose weight and burn fat. When you go to bed at night, our body goes through 4 different waves of sleep cycle. Right from the superficial layer to the deep waves. This is at these deep delta waves that growth hormone gets secreted, which is a fat burning hormone. And this is where fat burning starts. You can just do a simple experiment. Weigh yourself at night and then weigh yourself in the morning. Compare these two weights versus weigh yourself in the morning and weigh yourself before you go to sleep. Now compare these two. You will always see that you're burning fat or you're losing weight when you get up in the morning rather than by the end of the day. So how do you get a good night's sleep? Make sure that your room is always dark. This is because in darkness, our body secretes melatonin, which helps us to sleep. And melatonin triggers growth hormone. Always make sure that your room is cold. Do not sleep in a hot room. Studies state that your room should be around at least 20 to 22 degrees for you to have a better sleep. Do not watch TV or be on your phone right before you go to sleep because the blue rays affect your sleep cycle. Try reading a book instead. Now if you're somebody who's sleeping anywhere between 10 to 11 o'clock, then you are in a better shape. Because you see how a circadian waves work is that even if you miss a first wave of sleep cycle, then the body needs to at least wait for 90 minutes to catch up on the other wave cycle. So if you're tired around 10:30 and you're trying to push it maybe around like for an hour, that you'll sleep around after an hour, you'll always notice that it takes time for you to get back to sleep. This is because you've missed the first wave and now your body is catching up for the second wave. If you're somebody who's getting up at night frequently to urinate, then stop having liquids after 6:37. I always suggest that you go for intermittent fasting and try to complete your dinner by at least 6:37. It is the fasting that triggers growth hormone by 2000%. If you're one who's frequently snacking at night, then your body gets into the digestion mode rather than sleep and relaxing mode. Frequent snacking leads to spike of insulin, which leads to fat storage. So avoid snacking at night. You can have a complete balanced dinner around 6:37, which would include a good quality of protein, good fats, some complex carbohydrates, and a lot of vegetables, rather than just having a bowl of soup or maybe just a small plate of salad. When you have such kind of poor meal, you tend to have a lot of cravings at night. So always focus on eating good, balanced, nutrient-rich food for dinner. If you're somebody who wakes up frequently at night, maybe your cortisol levels are very high. Are you someone who's constantly stressed? There are a lot of breathing exercises in yoga which helps you to fall asleep. Maybe you can try one of those. Are you someone who's constantly thinking at night? Maybe you have a meeting tomorrow or an exam tomorrow and you're trying to solve problems in your mind. This will disrupt your sleep cycle. Either you could write down the thoughts on a piece of paper before sleeping, or you could take supplements of B1 or zinc, which will help you to calm your body down. If you like to watch any kind of movies, avoid thrillers or horror movies or any kind of disturbing news at night. This makes our mind work on, and so we find it difficult to sleep. Try watching a funny movie or a rom-com instead. If you're having a back pain, which is disrupting your sleep cycle, maybe you're deficient in vitamin D. If you're somebody who's having leg cramps at night, maybe your electrolyte levels are low. If you take these supplements, probably it will help you to fall asleep better. We know that exercise plays a very important role in increasing our growth hormone by 750%. But sometimes people who work late at night, who are working out late at night, they have high levels of cortisol and this disrupts their sleep cycle. Try working out in the first half of the day. Whenever we work out, we don't start burning fat right in the gym. Muscle building, fat loss, these all happen when we are resting at night, when our body is repairing, not right away in the gym. So it's very important that you should train properly, but it's also very important that you're resting between your training sessions. Don't overtrain yourself. try to balance it with light walks or swim. So it should be high intensity on one day, probably you're going for a walk the other day. So your body is getting time to rest and rejuvenate. Try avoiding caffeinated drinks like tea or coffee later in the evening. If you want to have, you can have herbal teas, chamomile teas, which helps our mind to calm down. Are you someone who's sleeping a lot in the afternoon? This disrupts our sleep cycle. Just try to take a power nap of half an hour. Our body has two nervous systems. One is parasympathetic nervous system and other is sympathetic nervous system. Now, sympathetic nervous system is the fight and flight mode, which gets activated whenever we are stressed out. And the other is parasympathetic nervous system, which gets activated whenever we are in the calm state of mind. Fat burning process always takes place in the parasympathetic nervous system rather than the sympathetic nervous system. I hope these points were useful. I'll be posting more videos related to nutrition and health. This is Menka Vijan signing off. Good night and sweet dreams.